every day, anytime, to be anywhere.
Hi, this is Jewel Bakewell with New Orleans Home Search Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us on Who Dat Thursday. I'm so excited because today we have Tony Rucker with us. He is from Keller Williams, and I actually met him at a Keller Williams conference. And since then, we have been together in this partnership of real estate. He has done amazing with production and has his license in Louisiana and Texas. So we're going to get insight on both today. So stay tuned for everything that we have in store. Hey, Tony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Jewel. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I talked a little bit about you, but I want you to maybe elaborate and let the people know who you are.
The Tony Ruck with the Rucker Group, top producer, Louisiana and Texas. So we out here, we just working. We're investor. We also flipping homes. We're about to start building homes in the next year. Just got a lot going on with the real estate business. So, like you say, we are licensed in Louisiana and Texas. And if anybody looking to relocate from Louisiana to move to Texas, give me a call. We have some great programs out here. We have great lenders out here. I mean, it's just a whole nother world. Like I say, everything bigger in Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas. That is so, so true.
Yeah, so tell me more about what that transition is like from Louisiana to Texas.
I mean, like when we move, I mean, I always know I wanted to move thousands of units and I could do it out here with no problem. I could do it out here, I could do it out here with no problem. Versus at home, I mean, you could do it, but it just take a little longer. But out here, I mean, you got more speed out here. Both great markets, especially out here in Houston. I mean, everything's bigger out here.
And as far as land, I know that's the one thing here, like we don't have land. All we have is what I call recycled inventories, these old houses that are renovated and flipped over and over, or maybe demolished, and then you'll have a lot there. But for the most part, in Texas, you have these acres of beautiful land.
Yeah, they have tons of land out here, so you could really do what you want. I mean, so much land out here, you could start your own city, your own community, or whatever. I mean, it's just a lot of land. I mean, it's just. I mean, you got to be here. You got to just really live here and see what it is. But yes, to answer the question, they have tons of land to do what you want. Like I say, I mean, it's so big out here, you could go build a whole nother state out here. It's so big.
Nice. So, how have you been helping your clients that maybe are over dealing with hurricanes? You know, you also had a flood in Baton Rouge, which is the primary market that you were working in. I know a lot of those people are moving and transitioning out of state. So, tell me what that looks like. How do you walk your clients through transitioning from Louisiana to Texas?
Well, we still sell in Louisiana too as well. And how we do that, like we get a lot of my business is basically like a referral right now. I mean, because we work so hard and we still work hard, and we still deal with like a lot of first time home buyers, investors, people selling their first home, going to their second home. So basically, the process still the same with technology. I mean, like we doing here, sitting here doing a podcast. I mean, I pulled over, we shooting a podcast. So technology make it a whole lot easier. So we still walk through the same process, getting pre-approved, do the buyer's consultation. I mean, it's still pretty much the same thing, but we have a lot of people that really relocate from Louisiana that's come out here to Texas. So my wife there, she really helps out a lot. She's really on point. She's super on point, as a matter of fact. So if you're looking at really relocate, I mean, we helping a lot of people, tons of people.
I love that you brought up there. I love her and your team that you guys work together and you make it happen in both Louisiana and Texas. I love that. And you also have a team that works under you as well, right?
Yeah, we still have buyers agents in Louisiana, and we out here, we building our team out here as well. We more established in Louisiana. I mean, we getting established out here. Louisiana, everybody know us. I mean, here, it's so big out here. So we still building out here. But like I say, man, there's very on point. She's very on point. I mean, I'm covering both markets. So I mean, I'm flying back and forth or driving back and forth, whatever case may be. Like from just selling, plus on top of that, I'm involved with a lot of. I have some commercial deals and things I'm doing too. I work a lot of off market deals. I have tons of that I'm working on right now. So if anybody, you're looking for apartment complex, strip malls, or whatever you're looking for off market, I have it. And if you need the financing too, I have it. So it's pretty much nothing that we don't cover.
Right.
But like I said though, if you about it, like I have a client that's looking, we got a deal 55 million, we got another deal 100 million, we got another deal like around 30 million, a couple $5-10 million deals. I mean, commercial deals they take longer to do. I mean, but it's very lucrative. It's a great business just overall.
Tell
Just
me
real estate in general.
tell me more about the market in Baton Rouge. So what's going on there post the flooding and the hurricane? What's the market look like?
Well, the market there means inventory is low, and on top of that, I mean, it's just inventory is very low, and it's really hard to find. So, really, anything under 200 is pretty much it's a challenge. It's gonna be it's hard. It's hard to be honest with you. Anything really under 200 is hard. We have clients that was approved up in the summer. We had like about 20 some people, about 27, 28 people approved. I mean, a lot. We just couldn't get it. We couldn't find anything. I mean, because of the price point, because of the inventory. But really, anything under 200, I mean, it's a challenge. So I mean, we still working with them, and we trying to, really just see what the market, had to bring. I'm bringing new listings to the market as well. Uh, we have wholesale deals, all market deals that we work that my clients have purchased and redone, and we putting back on the market as well. So we doing everything within our power to try to, staff the market with inventory, much as we can.
Yeah, I hear you with that. We are going through the exact same thing here in New Orleans. Anyone that qualifies under 200,000 is really challenged. And it's sad. I feel bad for people, who don't qualify for more than 200, especially when they have a larger family. So, what does 200K buy you in Texas?
200K ain't gonna get you nothing in Texas. Nothing. 200K ain't get you nothing in Texas. You could barely find something under 300,000. I mean, it's different market. Very, very different market. It's day and night. Here, you at least need about 350. You can find stuff 350. I'm gonna say 300 on up. You can find stuff out here. So around 350, 400, you're in a good spot. But here, anything under
Okay.
200,000 is pretty much because you have investors coming in paying 250, 300,000 cash versus someone who has a FHA mortgage or whatever case may be. And of course, they say cash is not king. I don't agree with that because somebody come in with 300 cash buying a house and you could close in 5 to 7 business days as long as there's no discrepancy on the title. I mean, of course they're going with the cash. So
Right.
that's kind of that make it a challenge. But typical out here, I mean, 200, 200 not gonna work out here. You got to at least be about 300 on up out here.
In Texas.
Yeah, in Texas, yeah, correct.
And,
300 is the floor. 300 is really the floor. That's a floor, yeah.
okay, so you need to qualify at least for 300,000 in Texas. And what about Louisiana? Baton Rouge.
Louisiana, I mean, like I say, Louisiana, I mean, we getting people qualified under 200. I mean, but this challenge we run into is no inventory. Like I said, midsummer we had close to 30 some people, 27, 28 people approved. A lot of them expired, and a lot of them just had to renew their lease because we just couldn't find nothing. And it had bidding wars going on. I mean, you had bid wars with people going. You got people paying uh way over asking price. People paying cash. Especially out here in Texas. People paying. We was doing open houses out here like in the summertime, and we was having 150, almost 200 people coming through through the house. That was insane. That was nuts. People waiting. People like literally waiting outside like it's Black Friday.
Yeah, the market has been crazy as far as inventory. Feel like it's slowing down a little bit now with qualified buyers coming in that's qualifying for an amount that can actually purchase a home. Which is what we were saying, the average sales prices have definitely went up in both our markets. So how do we fight this, right? What do we do when the sales prices go up and the inventory goes down? How
Well,
do we fight?
well, basically what you do is that's like go back to what you were saying versus the market June, July, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to now, Dale just did a bidding war. She won out of 9 people. Out of 9 people, in the summertime, we was 30, 40. So yeah, it has slowed down a tad bit, but not too much. So basically, it's all about writing letters, having your client writing letters, just having everything organized to the T. Having everything organized to the T. There, she's very, very, very articulate with that. She's great at what she do. I got to give out. She's great at what she do.
I was also talking yesterday with a loan officer about the reputation of a loan officer matters a lot. If you're getting financing and you have a loan officer or a lender that's just known for not closing deals on time or frequently causing deals to not happen, word gets around, and the chances of a seller wanting to take their chances on one of those offers or versus an offer with a stronger lender, it matters as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Loan officers play a big role, especially if they have a great reputation. Back in couple of markets, we have great loan officers, and some markets. I mean, some officers not it's not creative. Within compliance as others. Some have a little more experience and they able to make a deal work versus some who
Mm-hmm.
do loans and I mean, but you got to just be real creative, but you also, you got to stay in compliance, but you got to know how to work the deals because like the way the market is this year, the market have made a big shift, but by doing the shift, whatever. So you have to really just adjust to it. You got to really just adjust to the market and you got to think outside the box. I mean, like with inventory, we was calling for sale by owners. I mean, I was calling my clients. I was calling my clients that have rental property. Some of them have actually, we listed and sold it, but and the ones who actually purchased a home, in their first home, they want to sell, but the problem we was running into, they didn't have nowhere to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So, you gotta just be real creative. But like you say with the lenders, yes, it plays a big role. Some have a great reputation. I have seen it, like I have seen, where a lender who have a great reputation and could get deals done, and versus some other lenders, it's just kind of like, just kind of like based on their reputation, just based on their reputation, how they get things done. And I think communication is the big key that, we really missing.
It really is. And communication is the biggest thing in this whole business. I think no matter what market you're in, you have to communicate with your clients, you have to communicate with the loan officers, everyone involved in the situation, especially agents communicating with each other. So that's why I love doing this podcast. I love bringing people on like you. Melissa McClendon and I did a podcast and we mentioned you inside because you hold us accountable, and you make big goals and you reach your goals and you continue to strive to go further with it. And communication is the biggest thing.
Well, that's like me and you and Melissa. Me and you and Melissa, we've been jammed since 7 years now, and as time went by. But the thing is, though, I had already. You remember when the flood had came in 16? You and Melissa came down, and we went around. I showed y'all the city and everything. That's before I came to you. He was came to Houston, whatever. But the thing is, though, I had already predicted you and Melissa gonna be running New Orleans. We talk about that. I said y'all gonna be running New Orleans. Y'all will be running New Orleans, and I figured, I'm gonna come to Houston. I already, I was going when I got my license. I said I was gonna come to Texas. But I'm out here to build something real great. I'm out here to really build something that, you know, you got to be just more than an agent. You got to be more than an agent. I mean, you gotta be more than an agent. I mean, you gotta sit big goals. I mean, we didn't come in. I definitely didn't come in this business just to be average. I mean, I'm not average by a long shot, but I not come in this business to just to sell. I mean, I come to do it all. We gonna be the Walmart of the real estate business. That's a goal. That's what we're working on, and I stand on that. I mean that. We
That's
come
a
to be the Walmart of the real estate game, and a lot of us are scared to take chances. No risk, no reward.
yeah. That was a word right there. I hope y'all took notes on that one. So another thing I wanted to talk about was our sellers. So in this market, you just hit on the nail with, okay, I'm gonna sell. So what next? What do I buy now? What do I do next? And a lot of sellers have been opting to make a custom built home their next. And some people say, well, the cost of materials have gone up, but I don't see them going down ever. So when is it a good time to buy? You know, for our sellers, when will it ever be a good time to build or move on to the next thing?
I
Because,
mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. You can answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, I mean, like me. Like, I've been selling real estate. I've been an agent 7 years, but I've been an investor way before. I've been doing this business. You can't time the market. I mean, like my prediction is I try to time the market. It didn't work. We just we just we just bought a house not too long ago, you know, but we try to time the market. Well, I try to time the market. It didn't work. So as always, I mean, if you see a deal, just buy it. You
Right.
know, just buy it. I mean, you know, but the thing is though, we all had to, you know, sellers, you have sellers, they having so much equity in a house. I mean, I have sellers that I'm talking to now. They want to sell a house and they just like, hey, I'm gonna just move into an apartment for 6 months to a year because they'd have made so much money off of it. Instead of their house appreciating in 5 to 7 years, their house appreciating in a year and a half, 2 years. I mean, you
Yes.
got to understand when the bidding war was going on, people was paying 50 and 60, $70,000 over. People have a loan, they might have a loan example for 500,000, and they coming in matching the difference, paying cash, putting up 60, $70,000. So I mean, people are buying. Rates are low, rates are super low. I mean, rates 2 and 3%. I mean, that's crazy. That's historic low. I mean, so why wouldn't you buy? Because if you buy right now with rates being so low, you could buy more house versus you trying to wait to the mortgage. I mean, because when the rates go back up, you go buy less house and you'll be paying more money. So it just makes sense to buy. I mean, you know, you just have to sit down and with you and your spouse or whatever case may be, yourself, you just figure out, you know, what's best for you and your family because everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because when I first got into the business, I would talk to the older agents at the Keller Williams office that had been in the business 30 plus years. So to them, 11% was the average interest rate. Could you imagine? We think 4% is high now, but back then 11% was the average interest rate. So we definitely have never seen this before. And once they go back up, the chances of them coming back down is low are pretty slim.
Yeah, it's pretty slim. I mean, that's like when I bought my properties back 07, 08. I mean, my rates came back at 6, 7%. I was happy. I mean, let's go. I'm happy. Put the dotted line. I'm signing. I'm going.
Hmm.
I'm gone. I'm I'm going. He's down 3 and 4%, 2%, and people complaining. Man, people don't even know. The world's changing so fast. The world is changing so fast as we speak. Something changed. Somebody started a new business. So I mean, it's just like people just really just need to sit down and just really think because Jewel, you had to look. Rent is going up. Rent is going up extremely high. Rent used to be like
Yes.
if we go up on rents, it's maybe like $25, $30, you know, due to if we have insurance, if insurance go up, anything like that. But you have some complex, they're going up $200, $300 at a time. Soon somebody move out, I done seen some complex went from $1,500 to $1,800. I done seen some people go from 2,000 to 23, 2,500. Soon the people move out.
Yeah, and you
So it's
know,
a
we
whole
have some complexes here downtown that receive taxpayer assistance and taxpayers credits to have at least a portion of the building be for affordable housing. Well, it was for a certain amount of years after Katrina, and that year has expired for a lot of these buildings. American Can is one of them that it just happened with. And afterwards, all these people are looking for places to go to be able to afford the rent. And there's nowhere, especially not in that building, in that location, that they would ever find the rent that low again. It's just unrealistic. So it's definitely doesn't set people up for the reality that that time will expire. And when it does, they're going to want you out, or you're going to have to pay the market rent, which is insane at this time.
Yeah, that's why I tell a lot of people. I mean, like, what you paying for to rent an apartment? I mean, you might well purchase a home. Perfect example. I have people call me every now and then. They ask me about owner financing. They ask me about the owner financing. I done seen owner financing charging 30 and 40,000, $50,000 down for a house. I'm like, for what? Just get your credit together, pay your 3.5%, or you might qualify for down payment assistance. You might qualify for RD, rule develop. I mean, everybody's situation is different, but you might well just go ahead and face the fact, if your credit not together, get your credit done, go to somebody that's reputable, get your credit done, save your money. You're gonna need money, save your money, and that way you could go in, you could purchase a home for you and your family. I mean, buying a home start with generational. That break the curse of breaking generation curse, starting with one home. One home will take you to the heights you never seen before. One home will take you to the heights you never ever seen before. Never. I'm living proof.
It just starts with one.
Start with one home. One
And I
home.
recommend that first home being a multi-family home. So then you can leverage from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like when I bought my properties, I bought a bunch of duplexes at one time. I didn't buy a house. I bought a bunch of duplexes at one time because I mean, my mindset is different though. My mindset is different. Then I purchased a home later, but I just bought investment properties at first because I didn't want to get up and have to go pay for the house every day. It's just
Yeah,
my mindset. So I believe in OPM, other people's money. So one side pay the mortgage, the other side free and clear. But it just all depends on what's your strategy. What you want out of life.
right.
What you want out of life. So it just but it all started with real estate. I mean, all the other business and everything work. I'm not knocking it, whatever. But to me, real estate is more sustainable. It's more sustainable. It's a real asset, something you can put your hands on. You can really touch. You have people who do stock market and all these other things. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't knock it, but I'm just a real estate dude. I'm a real estate tycoon. Like I
Yeah,
said,
something that I can see, I can touch, is there. I know that I have it. And I mean, whoever has the land makes the rules. So if I have
correct.
land, that's like I've been telling everybody who's opposed to a lot of the new rules and the things that the city is working to impose on us. And my message to them is buy the real estate, buy the block. If I own the block, if I own the apartment building on the block and you own the apartment building on the next block and the next person, and it keeps going and going, well, this is ours. We have the land, and this is something that we need. We need shelter, and we all learn that hard lesson every time we have to evacuate. It's like, wow, we learn again, once again, how valuable having our home is, and how we need that. All of us need that. And that's another big thing about real estate. It's a need. It's not even a want. You need a place to lay your head, but you decide who's gonna benefit off that place. And that's the thing that we need to take advantage of as a community, benefiting ourselves and not allowing other people to benefit off of it.
Yeah, and that's a lot of things I tell people too. People always talk about this and that, this and that. They make excuses or whatever. But the thing is, like, the reason why I go so hard because I always been an entrepreneur. I started with cleaning service when I was like 19 years old. I had a trucking service, big trucks, six trailers. I had, but I always been in real estate. What I mean, the trucks were my brother idea. It wasn't my idea. So I didn't really like the business. I mean, they say it's very lucrative. Now my brother, he's back in it, but I mean, I'm always real estate is my thing. That's just me. I'm not tycoon in real estate. And my thing is, you know, once you hit a certain number, you just keep buying apartment complex. I just believe in buying apartment complex.
Yeah.
We have a big journey that we own, things we doing right now, whatever. Like I say, buy the block and all that. That's fine. I believe in buying a community. I believe in just buying. I mean, just buying the cities, just starting cities. I mean, that's where you got to go to. I mean, just being buying a block, that's fine, but we got to be buying cities. We got to be buying cities, and like in Baton Rouge, whatever, where I'm from, you could go back there. You could buy real estate fairly cheap. Go in, redo it. Then you could go buy. Then you could go back to it, redo it, refinance, pull the cash out, and go buy more properties. All it start with is with one. With
Yeah.
one property. Start with one property. One property, start with one, and it will change your life. It will change your life.
And
You
that's
know,
a whole word, starting with one thing, master that one property, and that's gonna leverage you to keep going onto the next.
yeah, because you could do like off market deals. You could find like these houses somebody don't want, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Back home, back in Baton Rouge, I mean, you could buy a house, 30 grand, put a little money to it, whatever. Now the house is worth 130, 140. I mean, what you got wrapped into the house, what, 50 grand? You go back and do a refi, get you 75, 80%, whatever case may be, everybody different. All lenders are different, right? So whatever case may be, pull your money out, pull your money back out, put your tenant in there, let the tenant pay the mortgage. You rinse and repeat, buy another property, do the same thing. Before you know it, you have a lot of liquid cash. Now you go put down, now you go buy you some apartment complex. Now you in the game. Now you playing ball now. Now you playing ball. You just keep buying houses and I mean, I have a system that I'm coming out with. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm coming out with. I'm gonna really help people out. And I'm gonna get away for free. I ain't selling nobody all these classes and none of that. I ain't doing all that because I don't need your money. I don't need your money. I'm gonna give it away for free. I'm giving it away for free. So I'm putting together, just stay tuned for that. But if y'all have any questions,
That you're doing that, because I always talk about how, even with doing this podcast, I love just sharing tips, sharing any information I run across for free that anybody can benefit from. And I know, I feel like my generation kind of lost the ball because the generation from up before us will always say, the game is to be sold, not told. And, they would never share any information that could benefit any of us. And that day is, I believe, is changed now with social media. People are more inclined to share tips, and you can research on your own pretty much everything. But then you have those who sell this course and that course. And, I just believe in sharing the information because the hustle gotta happen regardless. Even with the information that I give, even, the work has to come in. And people don't consider that okay, it's persistence and it's not going to just come to me, and I have to keep going and I have to think outside the box and really put some work into this. But giving the information out, I love to do. I'm glad you're here doing it. I want to close soon. I just want to ask you if there's anything else that you want to share with the people for free, and just let them know something that they can take away from this whole real estate game in general.
well, Joe, a lot of people, like I say, a lot of people go in, they get courses, they sell courses to people. I mean, those are people who truly not making the money. They making money off the courses. They're not truly making money from actually doing the work. They just upselling people all these different courses, tell you, come in, buy this course, example for $199, then they go upsell you. If you want a mentor, they charge you this here. If you're looking for investors, we go charge on this here. If you're looking for finance, we go charge on. I mean, by the time you don't charge the people so much, they mentally tired. And you put them more. Now they mentally drained. And if they bought the 9 or 10, if they bought the courses, a lot of them don't work. A lot of them don't work because a lot of people that's doing it, they're not doing the work. They haven't won in this game. They ain't even, they watch YouTube. They haven't even started this game. They haven't even won in this game. They haven't did nothing in this business. You know, I mean, it kind of really ticked me out. That's why I'm beginning my courses away for free. People come to my home buyer seminars. They see I get away for free. I'm very passionate about it. I tell people about starting buying a house, and I go, I go off on the edge about, investing in everything too. Everybody don't want to be an investor, but that job, COVID showed us that job that you holding on to is not the job you thought it was. Time is changing so fast. You have to have a backup plan. I mean, it's fine you work the job, that's fine, because we all had to start somewhere. But you got to have a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, example, say you're working on a job and you buy a house. Most people work on a job 30 years. It's all really a setup, to be honest with you. You work on a job 30 years to pay your house off. You follow what I'm saying? They give you some type of picture or watch and a cake. I mean, hey, that's it, But imagine if you buy a house for 10 years, one house for 10 years. You're renting the floor $1,000. That's $10,000. House is free and clear. That's $120,000. 10 grand you got coming in outside the job. Now you do it for 20 years. You buy 20 houses. Now you got $250,000 coming in. Then you come back, you do it for 30 years. Now you got 30 houses. You got 30,000 coming in. That's 360,000 over 30 years. Versus if you still work that job, whatever pension they get from, whatever money you get from that retirement, you don't even need the money because you bought 30 houses over 30 years.
Right.
I mean, y'all just give me a call, hit me up, inbox me, DM me or whatever you have my number, send me an email. I'm gonna help people. People that won't help. I'm gonna help the ones that won't help. The ones that won't help, I'm gonna help. But if you're not serious, do not call me.
Okay.
Not waste my time.
Okay, don't waste my time.
Yeah, but the ones that serious though, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna fight the fight with you. I mean, I'm in the trenches every day too. I do this for real, for real. I love it. I love what I do. But like I say, we putting together some things, whatever, and I'm gonna be documenting all different type of things like what we doing. Like about buying old houses, fixing on them, everything. I ain't just talking. I ain't just talking. I'm doing it for real. I'm about to start documenting, and then as we go into the journey with buying an apartment complex and everything, I'm gonna document all that where you can see it. I'm gonna show you the struggle. I'm not gonna just show you the finished products. I'm gonna show you the everyday struggle, stress, heartache, headache, the risk you take. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be well worth it. Because I have a mentor who showed me he worth $500-600 million. He worth $500-600 million. He showed me the business. I always try to repay him. He said, "Yo, owe me." He always say he help people out, and he showed me for free. He didn't charge me a penny, not one penny. And we all can work together. You believe in God. I mean, if God is great. God make everything work. All you have to do is pray, it's gonna come. And if I can help somebody out to get to the next level, get out the financial situation, out of 7 billion people we have in the world, if I can help one person, my job done. I'm good.
That was a word right there. Well, thank you, Tony, for coming on our show. Don't forget, everyone, New Orleans Home Search Podcast. We come to you the first and third Thursday of every month with everything New Orleans and everything real estate.